Good evening. I'm Frank Zimmerman, president of Illinois Bell. Before we begin tonight's program, I want to thank the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and WTTW for joining with Illinois Bell to present the 1989 Illinois Young Performers Competition for this, the 5th year in a row. I'd also like to thank the fine young musicians whose talent and dedication will bring us an outstanding performance tonight. And now, we invite you to enjoy the program.
Good evening. I'm Ramsey Lewis, your host for the 19... Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Your host for the Illinois Young Performers Competition of 1989. When I was a boy studying the piano here in Chicago, I remember weeks of preparation before competitions. There were days when I preferred to be out playing baseball, but instead, I stayed in and practiced. In the end, it all worked out. I learned the importance of discipline, and I also learned the importance of trying to be the best. And it would always take commitment. Well, you're about to meet 5 extraordinary young people. All of them are blessed with a beautiful musical gift and tremendous dedication. Of 140 who auditioned, these 5 were awarded the Sudler Medal and the opportunity to perform here tonight with Chicago Symphony Orchestra. But before we begin, I'd like to introduce this splendid orchestra and our conductor for the evening, Maestro Michael Morgan.
Live from Orchestra Hall in Chicago, WTTW and Illinois Bell, in association with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, are pleased to present the 1989 Illinois Young Performers Competition. In the junior division, Aaron Lockwood from Schaumburg and Catherine Lee from Northbrook. In the senior division, Brenda Huang from Northbrook, Robert Klug from Urbana, and Ann Kim from Oakbrook. Tonight, they will enter a new phase of their young careers as they share the spotlight with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra and compete for $20,000 in scholarships. The Illinois Young Performers Competition is made possible by Illinois Bell.
Our soloists will be competing in 2 divisions this evening, junior and senior. We'll begin with the junior division. Our first musical champion is the 12-year-old violinist from Schaumburg, Aaron Lockwood.
What makes me happy? Everything. Studying, playing outside, practicing. I like dissecting, and so I took a dissection class, and we dissected dogfish shark. And I brought some shark skin home, and it's in oil, so it doesn't... I like to be involved in a lot of things because I feel that I can, I feel that if I do more in one day, I have to budget my time, and if I can budget my time, that means I don't waste time, and if I don't waste my time, that means I can get a lot of stuff done. I would like to be a violinist, and I also want to be something else in another profession. I think it's too early to, know yet, but I know for one thing I want to be a violinist.
All right. Every time Aaron plays, there is something new happening. That is a gift. That is talent. That is creation. And that is what is exciting to me. Aaron's a very generous boy. He's very sincere. And when he goes on stage, he opens up and he wants to give to the public.
This is my dog, Liz. She's 14 years old, but she's very playful. She's been living here longer than I have. And when I was little, she used to go to sleep with me in my bed.
He is his own person at 12. He knows what and who he is and sort of the direction that he wants to go with his life. And I'm pretty proud of him. He is sometimes full of mischief. He likes to play jokes. I think he's like any 12-year-old boy.
I don't have any sisters or brothers, but Caesar is sort of like a brother to me because he knows a lot, so he can teach me things, and I know some things that he doesn't. It's just like we share each other our knowledge, and I think that's cool. My parents have influenced me by pushing me to do things. I feel that they were correct because when they pushed me, that meant that I had to work harder to get something done or to accomplish a goal. And I think right now that if my parents wouldn't have pushed me, I would have been a little lazy. And if I was lazy, I wouldn't have accomplished what I accomplished right now or today.
I remember the first competition that he ever won. Chico worked with him, and she just cried. I thought that was neat. The very first, she was so happy.
Yeah.
But it's evolved where he's slowly doing things by himself now. So he's growing up.
Aaron will play the first movement of the Symphonie Espagnole by Lalo. That was 12-year-old Aaron Lockwood from Schaumburg performing the first movement of Lalo's Symphony Espagnole. While you're enjoying these wonderful performances, there are 3 prominent judges who are making their evaluations, and all of them, at one time or another, have performed on this stage. Whatever our judges decide, everyone is a winner in tonight's competition because they'll all receive scholarships to continue their music studies. The first place winner in the junior division, the judges, violinist Stephanie Chase, made her debut with Chicago Symphony Orchestra at the age of 9. Now she's performing throughout North America, Europe, and the Far East, both as an orchestral soloist and in recital. James Toko is a pianist who often solos with the world's greatest orchestras. He's also a distinguished recitalist, chamber musician, and a successful recording artist. Fred Mills has played trumpet with the renowned Canadian brass since 1972. Before joining this popular quintet, he was a principal trumpet for several major orchestras. Whatever our judges decide, everyone is a winner in tonight's competition because they'll all receive scholarships to continue their music studies. The first place winner in the junior division will receive $4,000, and the second prize is $3,000. Now, let's have more music. Our next junior performer is a pianist. 13-year-old Catherine Lee lives with her family in Northbrook.
Hi again. My friends Christine and Sunmin, well, we like to get together and playing games like on the Nintendo and toss the football around, play sports together, and go shopping. They understand that I can't go out whenever I want, so I think they also support me very well, and I think that's really important. This is a picture of a clown that I drew when I was 8 years old at an art studio in Skokie. Oh, I like to draw during my spare time. I enjoy it. I like drawing different kind of figures. Sometimes I want to draw scenery with mountains and like a skyline. And I've been taking art classes at school. All right! Oh, yeah. My brother Eugene and I get along pretty well, except for we get into fights a couple times. Well, actually, very often. We do activities together, and I think we're pretty close. My mom and my dad, they really mean a lot to me because they both support me very well, and they take me to lessons, and they really work hard on raising money for both me and Eugene to help support with our education and our musical instruments and our lessons. And I really appreciate it.
She's a very good girl, and she's not like, trying to do something fast and get it over with. She's very steady and working hard. If she really liked to be a musician, I think because of the personality, I think she can get there whatever she wants to be.
When I first heard her, I knew this girl had something. You know, you can call it whatever you want, star quality. But her musical personality is elegance and lyricism.
I'm not sure what I'll be doing in the future, but whatever comes will come. But my goal right now is just to try my best.
Kathy will perform the last movement of Mendelssohn's Concerto No. 1 in G minor. That was Catherine Lee with the third movement of Mendelssohn's Concerto No. 1 in G minor. Before we go on to the senior competition, a brief introduction. We're delighted that Michael Morgan is our conductor tonight because he was a young performer himself. Now at age 31, he's established an enviable career conducting the Chicago Symphony and some of the other great orchestras of the world.
This is the third year I've been with the Chicago Symphony, and it's still tremendously not just rewarding to conduct the symphony, but also it's a great learning experience and a tremendous honor. The greatest advantage has been that I've always had something to conduct from the age of 12 onward, except for the first 2 years I was in college. I've always had some sort of little orchestra or big orchestra, but in other words, something to practice on.
Michael took the first major step in his career when he entered the Baltimore Symphony Young Conductors Competition at the age of 16. Although he didn't win, it led to recognition by major conductors who gave him guidance and guest conducting engagements.
They're going to have, and that feeling of starting on a journey together is really wonderful. I love it when I'm paired with young soloists because I feel like we're both starting out together.
Starting out in the senior division is a young woman who's appeared at Orchestra Hall before. Brenda Huang took first place in the junior division in the 1986 Illinois Young Performers Competition. She's thrilled to be here again.
And now in the senior division, another pianist, Brenda Huang.
I was very excited when I won this competition and given an opportunity to play with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra again. Last time I was too nervous, and I guess this time it's like giving me a second opportunity to show myself, the real me. I think that everyone has their special talent, and I found my talent when I was little, but I think everyone's special. Ever since we were little, my sister and I are like very close buddies. We'll do almost everything together. Sometimes we even get in trouble together. She's a very fun person to be with, and I don't know what to do without her.
I think Brenda's a very wonderful sister. She's very warm and very loving. She's very dedicated to what she's doing. She is very mature, very intelligent. I think she'll be a great pianist.
Not too soft. Super slow. Regular pace. I would say, her style is very dramatic. That doesn't mean to say she can't be elegant and lyrical too. She has this extra something, personality. So with some students, I have to work on trying to project their personalities. With Brenda, it was very easy. It was natural.
I love to perform. I love to perform for our audience. And when things went well, I have this feeling that it's divine. It's not very easy to reach, but this is what I'm aiming for.
Brenda will play the fourth movement of the Piano Concerto No. 2 in B-flat major by Brahms. That was the fourth movement of Brahms' Concerto No. 2, performed by Brenda Huang and the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Michael Morgan.
The Illinois Young Performers Competition is made possible by Illinois Bell.
Illinois Bell presents the Talk It Over call.
I'm sorry.
How do you say the things that are hard to say to someone special?
What's right for you may not be the best thing for me.
When a heart-to-heart just isn't easy to
I
have
do
face-to-face.
appreciate your advice, and although I don't always take it, I couldn't live without it.
Some things are just a little easier to say by phone.
I feel better, too.
So just call.
I can't live without you. I can't.
We have two more performers coming up. Our senior division competitors are vying for a first place scholarship of $5,500, a second prize of $4,000, and a third prize of $3,000. Our next soloist is a fan of the brass instruments. Robert Klug is from Urbana, and he plays the trumpet.
I like the trumpet because it's loud and it can soar over the orchestra, and it's the higher end of the brass section. I love brass. When I get older, I think I'd like to be in an orchestra. Well, I remember specifically thinking about basketball last year when I was in the finals. And it was kind of weird. I'm playing through this piece and I'm thinking about basketball. And I was like, stop. Why am I thinking about basketball? But I think once you know the piece and you know the music and it just comes off real easily, then sometimes your mind will wander. I began playing the trumpet in 5th grade in the school band. My dad kind of got me going on it. My dad is professor of clarinet at the University of Illinois. My stepmom used to play clarinet. My mom is the manager of the Fresno Philharmonic.
Yeah, just all in one fanfare.
Robert's one of the best students I've ever had. He's very industrious, and more than that, I think he's really a nice kid. He's very disciplined, very modest, hungry. He's got family support. It's limitless. He can do anything he wants with the horn.
The University of Illinois Brass Band is supposed to be like the British brass bands. I'm the only high school student in there, so kind of weird to, but they're pretty cool about it.
Robert is many kids, both young and old. He elicits a maturity, I think, that's beyond his years. He can also be a goofy kid.
I think he's amazing. He really does not know how good he is. He has some tremendous talent.
One of the people I admire most is Bud Herseth, First Trumpet Chicago Symphony, and Doc Severinsen, the leader of the Tonight Show Band. So I just like to be like those two people. They've reached the top of their profession. I think it's something to strive for.
Robert Klug with the Concerto for Trumpet and Orchestra by Alexander Aratunian. 16-year-old Robert Klug just performed the Concerto for Trumpet and Orchestra by Aratunian. Ann Kim is our final competitor in the senior division. She started playing the violin when she was only 4 years old. Ann and her family live in Oak Brook.
I feel very privileged to have this gift of music, and it gives me something to reach out to the world for. I'm shy at first, but when I get to know the person, I really open up. I think of myself as somebody who likes fun when the time comes for fun.
1, 2, 3, spit.
King, queen.
I can't do anything.
Is it majorly competitive here?
Well, I think Anne is a really good friend. She always tries to have something good to say about people. And I guess that's the most major quality that comes out when you meet her.
I think it's her drive to work really hard, because I know it must mean, it must take a lot of hard work to handle, music and homework. And if she didn't have that drive to work really hard, I don't think she could make it.
Watch it.
Smooth, smooth,
You'd have told me 4 years ago that she would play as she does now, I wouldn't have probably believed it. Not that the potential wasn't there, but for a while I didn't see the motivation and the desire. But now the desire's there, and that coupled with ability, she's flying. She's really taking off.
I studied with Mr. Taylor for 4 years, and he went off to St. Louis as one of the concert masters of St. Louis Symphony. So I enrolled in Juilliard School, and he came back just recently, and I still go to Juilliard every weekend. I leave on Friday nights, and on Saturdays I take classes. Afterwards, I have my lessons with Miss Dorothy DeLay and her assistant. New York really tires me, and sometimes I wish, I wouldn't have to go, but it's something that I decided to do, so I'm gonna do it.
Anne is, I think, she has the desire. That's the main thing. But then coupled with that is this personality which is essentially happy. She's loose and lucid and happy and free. And when she picks up the fiddle, all of this kind of comes into reality.
Yeah, I consider myself a pretty happy person, and basically it's life that makes me happy. And my friends. And almost always a violin makes me happy.
And now, Ann Kim performing the first and last movements from Bruck's Scottish Fantasy. Those were selections from the Scottish Fantasy by Brooke, performed by 16-year-old Ann Kim and the Chicago Symphony Orchestra conducted by Michael Morgan. Since 1985, when the Illinois Young Performers Competition began, 21 other young soloists have stepped onto this stage. It's been a major event in their lives, but it's just one of many steps they'll take as they build their musical careers. While our judges are making their decisions, we'd like you to meet 4 former winners, all of them violinists, to show you where their talent is taking them. In 1985, David Perry had a wonderful opportunity. He made his debut with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra. Today, he's building on that experience and tackling the intense demands of college. His days begin early. By 7:30, he's headed for school to find a practice room. He lives on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, just 2 blocks away, a convenient location for a 21-year-old finishing his accelerated master's degree at the Juilliard School.
I like Juilliard. Living in New York is horrible. It's like everyone said, it wasn't an easy decision. Coming from Edwardsville, Illinois, and leaving high school a year early and coming to the big city, you know, it was, but I came here because I knew that these are the standards to measure yourself against.
Since 1985, David has won several competitions, and he's been performing as a soloist. But now he thinks he'd like to be in a trio or a string quartet, perhaps both performing and teaching.
I'm not sure if I ever really wanted the life of a soloist. You know, it's lonely, we do a lot of traveling. I've always preferred the chamber music.
He has many opportunities to pursue his interest at Juilliard. This year, his trio is studying with Felix Gallimere, founder of the Gallimere String Quartet. Chamber music may be right for David, but many past winners are striving for a soloist life. Jane Ream was only 12 in 1987 when she took first prize in the junior division. She's 14 now, and her plans may change, but everything is in place to try for a solo career. Last year, her parents moved to New York to give her more opportunities. She goes to the Professional Children's School, a school for children who already have careers in modeling, dance, drama, and music. Cellist Yo-Yo Ma and pianist Emmanuel Axe are graduates, and the young violinist Midori is just 2 grades ahead of Jane. On weekends, Jane is in the pre-college program at Juilliard.
Well, in Chicago, it was hard, but when I came to New York, I found myself in competition with everyone here, and all age groups. It doesn't matter, because when you want to be the best, you have to be the best of the whole, of everyone.
David and Jane practice at least 5 hours a day, and every 2 weeks, they take lessons with one of Juilliard's most famous violin teachers, Dorothy DeLay. She's taught at Juilliard since 1948, nurturing the talent of some of the world's most successful violinists, including Itzhak Perlman and Midori.
In the beginning, the young students want to be a soloist the same way some of their friends in 2nd grade may want to be a policeman or a fireman or do what their fathers have done. But as the students start to mature, they start to understand that being a performer is a service to other people, and that playing solo performances can be done on many, many, many different levels.
The winner is Isabella Lippi.
Isabella Lippi was the first-place senior division winner in 1986. She knows she wants to be a soloist. After one unsettling year in New York, she realized it wasn't the place for her. At summer school, she found a new teacher, then enrolled in the University of Southern California. Her teacher, Robert Lipset, has helped her find the right track.
I feel a lot more focused there because of my teacher. I'm doing a lot of intense work with him, and the fact that he cares a lot means a lot.
She had some problems with her playing that needed to be solved, and I must say, to her credit, we were able to take each problem in her playing and one by one solve these problems, her success level just rose dramatically.
This success included a Mexican tour with the Moscow Symphony and solo engagements with the Mexico City Philharmonic. Just recently, she won the St. Louis Symphony's Young Artist Competition. Conductor Leonard Slatkin was so impressed that he invited Isabella to perform in 3 subscription concerts. Isabella's good friend, Elisa Barston, was in the 1987 Illinois Young Performers Competition. She, too, has had enormous success competing and performing, and she works with the same teacher. At 19, she is enjoying her studies and exploring her options.
I think a few years ago, my answer would have been, I want to be a soloist, but I realized how rare that is. And now I've changed a lot, and I really want to follow in the footsteps of my teacher. Since I love working with people, and I love children, and watching these talented children all over the place, there are so many of them, I think it would be the most rewarding experience.
Now start the bell.
The future looks bright for all 21 of our past winners. Whether they choose to become a member of an orchestra, a teacher, part of a chamber group, or a soloist on the concert stage. The Illinois Young Performers Competition gave them a boost of confidence, but their dedication and hard work has taught them what it really takes to make it in the competitive world of music.
The Illinois Young Performers Competition is made possible by Illinois Bell.
I took your advice, Dad. It wasn't easy to tell him something like that. He's so touchy.
Illinois Bell presents the Words of Wisdom call.
But you know what? He was glad I told him. I mean, sincerely glad.
You're never too old to learn something from the guy who knows best.
Thanks. It's nice to know there's someone I can always count on. Can I count on you to come to dinner tomorrow night?
Good advice isn't hard to come by. Just call.
I can't live without you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the judges have reached their decisions, and I'm pleased to announce the winners of the 1989 WTTW Illinois Bell Scholarships. Michael Morgan will present the awards. We'll begin with the junior division. A $3,000 scholarship goes to the second place winner, and that winner is Catherine Lee. The first place winner in the junior division, the recipient of a $4,500 scholarship, is Aaron Lockwood. For the senior division, the third place winner receives a scholarship for $3,000. The winner is Brenda Huang. The second place winner is the recipient of a $4,000 scholarship. The winner is Robert Klug. And the first place winner in the senior division, the winner of a $5,500 WTTW Illinois Bell Scholarship, is Ann Kim. Congratulations to each of you. We hope your music will bring you as much joy as it's brought us this evening. And for Michael Morgan and all of us here at Orchestra Hall in Chicago, thank you for joining us. Good night.
Join us as we explore the wonders of the Atlantic Ocean and tell the story